Prince William on Harry's marriage, it will stop him scrounging all my food. Rince. Harry and bride-to-be Meghan Markle are very caught up in the moment of their engagement, the Duke of Cambridge has said. The Duke, who is on an official visit to Finland, spoke of the joy his family feels for Prince Harry and the American actress, and wished them all the happiness in this very exciting time. But he could not resist poking fun at the prince and quipped that he now expected his fridge to be safe from raids by his younger brother, who lives close to the Duke's Kensington Palace apartment. Speaking during a visit to a Helsinki-based charity, the Duke said the family were all very excited, delighted for them both, and wishing them all the happiness in this very exciting time. And for me personally, I hope it means he stays out of my fridge. It will stop him scrounging off all my food he's done over the last few years. Prince Harry and Ms. Markle will be married in the historic surroundings of Windsor Castle's St. George's Chapel next May, and are planning a day which will reflect their characters and personalities, and be a moment of fun and joy, Kensington Palace has said. William added, "It's a fantastic process you go through, the engagement and the build-up to the wedding and things like that. So they've got a lot of happy times ahead of them, and I think they're very caught up in the moment, and I wish them all the happiness and success in planning the wedding. I hope it goes really well." The Duke of Cambridge spoke during his brief visit to Finland, where he met the president and teenagers who have turned their lives around thanks to playing ice hockey. Earlier in the day, he had delivered Finland's president with a message from the Queen to mark the 100th anniversary of the country's independence. The Duke is on a 2-day trip to Helsinki and started by meeting head of state, Sauli Niinisto, at the presidential palace. The Queen, who signed her message to the president, "Your good friend, Elizabeth," spoke of the spirit of friendship that guided the relationship between the UK and Finland, and said she had no doubt we will continue to build our relationship in this way in the years to come. The Duke is making his first official visit to the Nordic nation, which is celebrating the 100th anniversary of its independence from Russia in 1917 with a year-long series of events. The trip is another visit to an EU state by a member of the royal family, and is likely to be seen as part of this year's Brexit diplomacy trips, as they have been dubbed by the media, aimed at strengthening ties with European allies as Britain leaves the EU. As he handed over the document to Mr. Niinisto, the Duke described it as a letter from the Queen, a message to a good friend. The monarch's message read, "Prince Philip and I send our warmest good wishes to you and to the people of Finland on the occasion of its 100th anniversary. We have fond memories of our state visit to Finland in 1976, when we experienced the warm hospitality of Helsinki, Turku, and Jyväskylä. In 1976, I spoke about how we in Britain had long associated friendliness with Finland, an association that is no less true 41 years later. Over the past 4 decades, our two nations have worked together in many ways, on security, on commerce, on our people-to-people links, always aided by that spirit of friendship. I have no doubt that we will continue to build our relationship in this way in the years to come."